Here begins Hidden Games in Love and War, a novel by Marianne Toxboe. The novel is translated from Danish and is narrated by Fran from Speak Online for the publisher Skotrup, Denmark 2021. Hidden Games is the first volume in a series of 5 about the young woman Maia Niemann's dramatic life during and after World War II. Volumes 2 to 5 are pending release. Preface. Denmark was invaded by Germany on the 9th of April 1940 during World War II. Defeat was inevitable and swift. The Danish government immediately called for peace and order and entered into a cooperation agreement with the German armed forces. That agreement was terminated in 1943 at the instigation of the resistance movement and the Danish people's revolt against the former government's cooperation policies. Odense, Denmark, August 1943. Smouldering public dissatisfaction with the government's cooperation policies burst into flames. In particular, the Dock Workers' Union and the Communist Party's inner circle seeded the resistance movement, which grew stronger and stronger. The mood in town was aggressive and uneasy. Who was friend and who was foe? The time had come to take a stand against collaborators and against German soldiers making free with Danish girls who were colloquially known as terrain mattresses. Hidden Games is the first volume in a series about 17-year-old Maia Niemann's dramatic life during and after the Second World War. Falling in love with a German officer was a dangerous game in a period when many of her countrymen were fighting them for dignity and freedom. A game with grave consequences for her life. The book is fiction. None of the characters have existed in real life, but the story takes place in an authentic historical framework. The novel is at once a thriller, a love story, and family saga. It becomes a narrative of the human dilemma in the daily dramatic events during and after World War II. Chapter 1. Odense, 1st of August, 1943. The first day at Odense Cathedral School was over almost before it had started. The sun was still high in the sky when the bell announced classes were over. Reaction was swift. As though by the wave of a magic wand, the empty schoolyard was suddenly filled with happy and liberated students. Minutes later, there was a queue at the bicycle racks. Maia pushed her way through the crowd and managed to get to her bicycle with some difficulty. She looked around to find Jens, but gave up and wheeled her bicycle out to one side to wait for him. She looked up at the sky and let the warm rays of the sun ease away the tensions of the day's sessions in a cramped classroom. "Maia!" A shout came from behind. Maia turned and spotted Jens, who waved.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?